So Islam Makhachev takes on Dan Hooker this weekend, this Saturday in Abu Dhabi, and I'm actually very much looking forward to this fight. The reason why I'm looking forward to this fight is because even though RDA would have been a very good test for Islam Makhachev, I actually prefer the Dan Hooker versus Islam Makhachev fight. Now the reason for that is because I feel like RDA, even though he's a great fighter, he became a champion and he's accomplished a lot in his career. I feel like he's a little bit past it if you compare him to the likes of a Dan Hooker. Now Dan Hooker's coming off a very good win, and he took that fight on short notice, and he performed and he managed to win. He managed to bounce back from his loss to Michael Chandler. Even though Michael Chandler beat him, and a lot of people were surprised at how easily Michael Chandler actually beat him. I don't think that takes anything away from Dan Hooker. I feel like Dan Hooker looked very flat on that fight against Michael Chandler. Let's be real now. Islam Makhachev, his base skill is wrestling. His base skill is not striking. Although his striking is developing and he is getting better at it, his base skill is wrestling. So for him, even though he did lose to Michael Chandler a fight ago, I don't think that's a damning indictment on Dan Hooker at all, because he's going up there against a guy who's predominantly a wrestler. So that's neither here nor there in my opinion, because it's a different style altogether. But in my opinion, I think this is a very sturdy test for Islam Makhachev, because regardless of what you think about Dan Hooker or not, he gave Dustin Poirier one of the best fights of his career. I mean, one of the most competitive fights of his career. In my opinion, there was a point in the fight where he almost stopped him. Like he did have him in trouble, and he almost got him out of there. And so, in my opinion, I think this is a very good test for Islam Makhachev. There's a lot of hype surrounding him, mainly because of his association with Khabib Nurmagomedov. But the fact is, in my opinion, I think like this is an opportunity for him to actually show who he actually is. Outside of it's an opportunity for him to step outside of Khabib's shadow to some extent. Obviously, Khabib, I think, is going to be associated with him for the rest of his career. But if he can actually get a high level victory against a ranked opponent who's very respected, like a Dan Hooker, it will definitely put him on the step ladder of securing his own legacy that's separate from Khabib. Obviously, he can't be exactly like Khabib, because Khabib retired undefeated, while Islam Makhachev has had one loss. But in my opinion, this is a very good fight for him, because Dan Hooker is strong in the one area that Islam Makhachev is relatively weak, and that area is his stand-up striking. Now, Dan Hooker does have a very good chance of winning this fight, and the reason why I think he can win this fight is because if he can keep it standing, he's got very good takedown defense. I think there's a very good chance that he could pick off Islam Makhachev from the outside, because Islam Makhachev, even though his striking is underrated compared to his wrestling, I don't think his striking is quite as refined as Dan Hooker's is. So from that perspective, I think Dan Hooker's got a very clear path of victory, which is to increase the distance between him and Islam Makhachev, use good takedown defense, circle around, and just kick his legs off, and just keep the fight standing and striking, make it a kickboxing bout. Islam Makhachev has to do the complete opposite. He needs to literally get Dan Hooker against the cage, very Khabib-esque, and start putting him into Dagestani handcuff, and start ground and pounding him, and putting him in vulnerable positions where he can possibly submit him. If he tries to fight Dan Hooker's game and tries to strike with him, there could be a chance that, unless his striking has gone up exponentially, there could be a chance that he gets clipped and stopped. So, but then again, it could be a chance for him to make a statement. If he can beat Dan Hooker on the feet, that would be very, very impressive. So, yeah, in my opinion, this is a very compelling fight. A lot of people are thinking Islam Makhachev is going to easily run through Dan Hooker, but I'm not so sure. I think it's closer to a 50-50 fight than a lot of people are giving Dan Hooker credit for. And I think about it, Dan Hooker's just come off a win, so he's already had a training camp. On top of that, like, he's been training relentlessly since that point. So he's in shape, he's fight ready, and he's ready to go to war. And obviously he's going in there against Islam Makhachev, who is an absolute animal, and he is one of them fighters. But let's be real, Islam Makhachev has lost before, so he can lose again. And obviously Dan Hooker's lost before, so he can lose again. But I think it's a closer matchup than people are giving it a lot of credit for. So in my opinion, I'm very much looking forward to this fight, and I'm looking forward to see what actually happens. If Islam Makhachev can live up to his promise and go to a level that Khabib is at, or even eclipse him, we got to wait and see. But if he can beat Dan Hooker, I think that's a good way to put himself on that path. An RDA fight would have been interesting, but I actually think the Dan Hooker fight is more compelling in my opinion. Just from that perspective, I feel like RDA is an absolute legend and is a veteran in the game, but the fact is he's a little bit shot born. I feel like Dan Hooker is closer to his prime. It's only several fights ago, like 2-3 fights ago, he gave Dustin Poirier a hell of a fight of the year candidate. So yeah, I think Dan Hooker's game, and he's going to give anyone a fight. Don't judge him by his performance against Michael Chandler. I think for that one fight, I just think it wasn't his night. He just wasn't quite there, and he was expecting Michael Chandler to take him down, and then when he came over to the top with a right hand, he just couldn't prepare for it, and when it hit him, he was just like, what the hell do I do? So yeah, that's just my opinion on this fight. Tell me your opinion below, and like and subscribe to the channel. I've got a lot more content coming your way. Peace out.